Let's start with something you can't see, but that shapes everything your horse feels, thinks, and does. Inside your horse's body lives a universe. A silent, complex, living world made up of trillions of tiny organisms. They live in darkness, deep within the digestive system, and together, they form what scientists call the microbiome. This invisible community affects everything from digestion and energy to mood, immunity, and even behavior. That's right, what happens in your horse's gut can shape how they move, how they learn, and how they feel about life itself. But here's the catch: this system is fragile. And the biggest threat to it isn't just poor feed or bad bacteria. It's a stress. Whether it's physical, emotional, or environmental, stress changes everything in the gut. Today, we're going to explore how this hidden world works, why it's so sensitive, and how simple changes in feed, turnout, and management can make the difference between a thriving horse and one quietly struggling with ulcers, anxiety, or unpredictability. Welcome to HorseSense, where we uncover the science and soul of horses, and where today we venture into the most overlooked part of your horse's health, their gut. To understand how stress affects digestion, let's first look at what happens when your horse eats. A horse's digestive system is one of nature's most remarkable designs, and also one of the most delicate. It's built for one thing: constant grazing. In the wild, horses spend up to 18 hours a day slowly nibbling, walking, and chewing. This steady trickle of food keeps their stomachs, which never stop producing acid, safely buffered. Their stomach is small, just a few liters in size, but it's divided into two distinct regions. The lower part produces acid to break down food. The upper part, which lacks protection from acid, is coated with sensitive tissue. When the horse eats regularly, that acid gets absorbed with the forage. But when hours pass between meals, the acid has nowhere to go. It splashes upward, burning the unprotected lining. That's how ulcers start. From there, food moves to the small intestine, where enzymes digest sugars and starches. Then it enters the hindgut, a vast fermentation chamber where bacteria and microbes break down fiber, creating energy and nutrients. It's a beautiful, rhythmic system, but only when life is calm. When stress enters the picture, everything changes. Imagine your horse in a moment of tension: a loud noise, separation from friends, a sudden change in routine. In an instant, their body switches from rest and digestion to fight or flight. The brain sends a signal through the nervous system, releasing adrenaline and cortisol, the stress hormones. Heart rate rises, blood rushes to the muscles, and digestion shuts down. Because in nature, a horse that stops to digest while running from a predator doesn't survive. Now think about how often that survival response happens in modern life, when a horse is kept in a stall all day, with little movement, when they're fed large grain meals instead of constant forage, when their routine changes suddenly, when they're separated from herd mates, when training is rushed or pressure is high. Each of those moments activates the same ancient mechanism, and every time, digestion takes the hit. The result: a gut that's inflamed, imbalanced, and vulnerable to ulcers. But it's not just physical stress changes the gut on a microbial level. Here's something incredible: your horse's gut and brain are constantly talking to each other. Through a network called the gut-brain axis, signals travel along the vagus nerve, a superhighway of communication connecting digestion, emotion, and behavior. When the gut is balanced, it sends calming, healthy messages to the brain. When it's inflamed or out of sync, it sends distress signals. That's why a horse with ulcers often seems hot, reactive, or anxious. It's not a training issue, it's biology. Research shows that gut bacteria even produce neurotransmitters, chemicals like serotonin and dopamine, which influence mood and motivation. When the microbiome is healthy, these signals help your horse stay relaxed, focused, and willing. But when stress alters the microbiome, for example, through isolation, transport, pain, or inconsistent feeding, those same signals become scrambled. The horse feels discomfort, unease, maybe even depression. They might start cribbing, pacing, or refusing food. And because they can't tell you what's wrong, it shows up in behavior: tension under saddle, spooking, irritability, resistance. So when we talk about gut health, we're not just talking about digestion. We're talking about emotional health. Let's look at some of the everyday things that quietly damage the digestive system, often without us realizing. 1. Feed timing. Horses are designed to graze constantly. When they go more than 4 hours without food, acid builds up and bacteria in the hindgut begin to shift. Feeding just 2 big meals a day creates long fasting periods, and long fasting means acid exposure and stress. 2. Type of feed. High-starch feeds like grains spike blood sugar, increase acid, and throw the gut microbiome out of balance. Forage should always be the foundation, with concentrates only as needed for energy. 3. Turnout and movement. A horse standing still in a stall isn't just bored, their digestive system slows down. Movement stimulates gut motility and balances microbes. Horses allowed to walk and graze throughout the day have better digestion, fewer ulcers, and calmer behavior. 4. Routine and predictability. Horses thrive on rhythm. Sudden changes, new barns, new feeds, inconsistent turnout trigger the stress response even without visible fear. Routine gives the nervous system a sense of safety, which in turn stabilizes digestion. 5. Emotional environment. Loud, chaotic surroundings raise baseline cortisol. A calm, quiet space with familiar herd companions keeps the parasympathetic system, the rest and digest mode, active. Every part of care matters, because every part affects the gut-brain loop. Now let's connect the dots. A horse with gut imbalance may show signs long before physical symptoms appear. Maybe they seem touchy when you girth up. Maybe they pin their ears at feeding time. Maybe they're cinchy, cold-backed, or randomly spook at nothing. Each of those is the body speaking the truth. The gut has more nerve endings than any other internal organ, and when it's irritated, it can change how a horse reacts to touch, training, and even companionship. Studies show that horses with gastric ulcers are more reactive, have shorter attention spans, and take longer to learn new tasks. When the gut is inflamed, the brain interprets everything as a potential threat. That's why a horse under stress might overreact to cues that once felt easy. The opposite is also true. When the gut is calm and healthy, learning accelerates. The horse feels safe, confident, and engaged. So when you're training, you're not just shaping behavior, you're shaping biology. Today, researchers estimate that up to 90% of performance horses and 60% of leisure horses suffer from some form of gastric ulceration. That number is staggering, and it's not just due to competition or travel. It's a lifestyle issue. Horses evolved to move and graze, but many live on fixed schedules, limited turnout, and high-starch diets. Add emotional stress, separation, confinement, inconsistent handling, and the perfect storm brews. Ulcers cause pain, but they also cause emotional change. You might notice dullness, irritability, reluctance to go forward, or girthiness. Some horses even begin to associate work with pain, leading to training resistance that's really a cry for help. The good news? The gut can heal if we create the right conditions. Healing starts with simplicity, returning to what the horse's body expects. 1. Forage first. Provide constant access to quality hay or pasture. If hay must be rationed, use slow feeder nets to extend chewing time and mimic natural grazing. 2. Minimize starch and sugar. Replace large grain meals with small, frequent portions or forage-based alternatives. Avoid feeding right before heavy exercise. Give time for digestion and acid buffering. 3. Encourage movement. Turnout isn't a luxury, it's therapy. Movement keeps the gut active, reduces cortisol, and supports microbial diversity. 4. Maintain routine. Feed, turnout, and training at predictable times signal safety to the horse's nervous system. Predictability reduces stress hormones, helping the gut stay balanced. 5. Calm environment. Quiet stables, gentle handling, and positive interactions all contribute to a relaxed gut-brain connection. 6. Check physical health. Dental pain, saddle fit, and joint discomfort can all trigger stress that affects digestion. And remember, prevention is far easier than treatment. Once ulcers develop, they require veterinary care, medication, and management changes. But with awareness and care, you can protect your horse from ever reaching that point. Here's where it gets truly fascinating. Your horse's gut acts like a mirror, reflecting their emotional and physical world back to you. When the gut is healthy, it tells you the horse feels safe, secure, and understood. When it's upset, it's a signal that something in their environment is out of balance. Think of the gut as the truth teller of the body. You can't lie to it. If routine changes, if stress builds, if the herd dynamic shifts, the gut shows it. The horse might start grinding teeth, dropping weight, showing mild colic signs, or simply looking tense. Each symptom is a whisper saying, something isn't right. That's why horsemanship isn't just about training skill, it's about awareness. Noticing subtle changes, connecting behavior to biology, and seeing the whole horse, inside and out. There's another hidden ingredient in gut health: relationship. Horses are social animals. In the herd, they find safety, rhythm, and emotional regulation. When we step into their world, we become part of that herd dynamic. When you approach your horse calmly, you help regulate their nervous system. Your breath, your tone, your energy, they all send signals through that gut-brain axis. Stress reduction doesn't always start with supplements or feed changes. Sometimes it starts with presence. A horse that feels understood, respected, and safe with their person releases tension not just in the mind, but in the gut. Their breathing slows, their digestion improves, their entire physiology shifts toward healing. Connection, quite literally, feeds the gut. What makes the horse's digestive system so special isn't just how it works, it's how it intertwines with everything else: mind, movement, and emotion. You can't separate health from happiness or biology from trust. Modern science calls it the gut-brain axis. Horsemanship calls it feel. And feel, that invisible conversation between horse and human, thrives when both are calm, balanced, and honest. When we care for the gut, we care for the mind. When we reduce stress, we invite learning, softness, and connection. Every flake of hay, every quiet moment in the field, every gentle routine, it all builds trust at the deepest biological level. So next time you see your horse quietly grazing, remember, inside them, life is happening, thousands of processes keeping them healthy, calm, and alive. That peace you see on the outside comes from harmony within, and you play a role in keeping it that way. Your choices, what, when, and how you feed, how you handle stress, how you honor rest, all shape that inner world. Horses don't ask for much. Safety, consistency, company, time. Meet those needs and the gut thrives, and so does everything else. A healthy gut isn't just about digestion. It's about trust, peace, and partnership. Because when your horse's body feels safe, their mind opens to you, to learning, to life. And that's the quiet miracle of horsemanship. The smallest changes create the biggest transformations. At HorseSense, we believe that true care begins where science meets compassion, where understanding the body helps us nurture the soul. So take a deep breath. Watch your horse. Listen closely. Their body is always speaking, through every chew, sigh, and step. Feed the gut, calm the mind, honor the truth. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and tap the bell to stay connected and help share the truth about horses, because awareness changes lives, one horse at a time.